Hello, everyone, and welcome to our brand new Hunter the Reckoning Chronicle, In My Heart's Blood. This is episode 2, A Silent End. So let's meet our not-so-silent hunters, starting with Amory.
Hello, everybody. Hi, I'm Avery at Averydaboi on all the social media platforms. I style myself as something of an internet personality. And this time zone, I will be playing Manfred von Obergefell. I am an adjunct professor at UB, and I am the Inquisitive Creed with the Curiosity Drive.
Thank you. Az?
Well, hey there, everybody. I'm Az, or as I was on social media, because I think I'm funny. And today I will be playing Jeje Fleidrich, the entrepreneurial, I'm going to get so good at saying that word, vengeance hunter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tech boy.
And nothing else. Luna?
Hi, I'm Luna, or Druid by Night. You can find me at Druid by Night on TikTok, Blue Sky, and Twitch. And this time zone, I will be playing Leoni Beck of the Underground Creed with the Atonement Drive.
Thank you. And our special guest, Michael.
Hello, I'm Michael. You may also know me as Aster, Asterisk VTuber on Twitch. And today I am playing Halcyon.
Yeah. We'll learn more about Halcyon in just a minute.
Yeah.
Hi everybody, I'm the Azure Butterfly, or Azure for short, or simply Rachel, production coordinator from the Rolling Nomads, and I am also a variety streamer over on Twitch at the Azure Butterfly. And this time zone, I am playing Xanthopy Winters, the Martial Creed. Drive is Pride.
Mm-hmm. And last but not least, Ramos.
Hello everyone, my name is Gilbert Ramos, aka Ramos the Nomad. I'm CEO and founder of Rolling Nomads. I am very happy to be here, and tonight I will be playing, or whatever time zone this is, I will be playing Luca Wolfenbarger, the Hunter of the Faithful Creed with the Oath Drive.
Thank you. As always, this is a Hunter the Reckoning 5th edition actual play. I almost had a different game. We've gone over our safety and consent, but please check in with yourselves as your well-being is important to all of us who are playing. All the content warnings for this game will be down in the description below. So if you all are ready, lass uns anfangen, which means let us begin in German, and let us return to Berlin. Our hunter cell has been formed, and they are on the hunt for their first quarry. Their only lead is a missing artist, a former ghoul named Halcyon, who is over 2 weeks late for his hit of Vitae to keep himself young and vital, but not bound to any vampire. The hunters made their way to his last known location, an open-air market in Kreuzberg. And while JJ and Leoni were consummate professional investigators, receiving info about Halcyon's place of residence, Manfred got into a scuffle with a very aggressive and surprisingly strong sister of his lover Ilva, who demanded to know where she was. But Manny refused to reveal that information. Xanthopy, meanwhile, was the only hunter to notice an out-of-place mobile cart labeled Sweet Treats. When Xanthopy approached the young woman manning the cart, she was offered a free sample of a chocolate chip cookie, which tasted like old cigarette butts and rotten food. As an apology, the Sweet Treats girl gave Xanthopy a sugar cube, which she promised would taste good and sweet. Xanthopy ate the sugar cube, and the woman rolled the cart away, somewhere Xanthopy strangely couldn't follow. As the cell left the market and made their way to Halcyon's apartment, they came across a scene of desperation. A figure standing on the edge of the 6-story building. But let's backtrack in time just a little bit. Halcyon.
Yes.
It's been 2 weeks since you lost it. Since you've been hollowed out. Since everything that made you feel alive was taken. You're laying down on your bare mattress. The stench of your sweat-soaked sheets made you nauseous, so you banished them to the growing pile of dirty laundry in the corner. But now your mattress is starting to feel damp under you. Would you like to describe for us the room you stand up in, the state it has become over these last 2 weeks?
The room, there's not an inch of it not covered in some sort of color. There's no order to it at all. It's just paint thrown everywhere. There are sheets of blank pieces of paper that have just random splashes of paint with colors that don't match whatsoever, and crumpled near the other sheets, crumpled near the trash cans. all around the bed. The walls have been splashed by paint. There are broken brushes, some of them snapped, some of them with bristles that are just completely worn down. Some you could still see that on one of the canvases specifically, there's more bristles stuck in the paint than there is actual meaning to whatever's on that canvas. There's also several empty containers of all sorts of different types of alcohol and whatnot that are just kind of on the floor laying.
Do you have a mirror in this room, Halcyon?
Yes, I do.
When you walk over to the mirror, what do we see?
First of all, there's a large fist print, kind of like a fist print, cracked right in the middle of the mirror, and within the shattered glass, you see exactly what you see now: gaunt, kind of gaunt, pale man with disheveled hair covering all of his forehead. Several chains that that he has, the necklaces that he keeps around, and a long sleeve shirt that he always has one rolled up sleeve in, where he generally tries to paint. He's right-handed, so then he has his sleeve rolled up, and it's kind of just stayed there. It's almost as if the shirt doesn't even have a sleeve anymore on that side. And currently he's also just in regular jeans.
Can you make me a composure and resolve roll?
Okay.
You may use physical dice or an online roller. It's up to you. Fortunately, you are just a mortal. Just as everyone else here is. Also, unfortunately.
I have a single success.
With that single success, you pick up one of these errant paint cans that you have here that is emptied out or dried out, and you pick it up, you turn around, and you throw it through your window. The air that comes in feels fresh, Halcyon, and it should feel good to breathe fresh air. You think it does, you're not sure. It's not quite large enough of a breeze, of a stream of air for you to tell. And everything in you urges you to go outside and breathe the fresh air. Perhaps this will make you feel something.
I grab any nearby bottle of liquor and just slowly shovel, just slowly shamble my way towards the window, trying to kind of fidget with the latches and whatnot.
Fidget with the latch, you can't quite get it. You end up cutting your finger on the broken glass. And you look at the blood that drips out of your fingertip. You hear her voice in your head, and it's been so long since you've heard her voice. You hear her giggle. You hear her say, "You're nothing but a pathetic little amateur, aren't you, Halcyon?"
Yeah. But I'm yours, so...
Not anymore.
I will attempt to open the window again.
Stuck. Halcyon, this building is old. It's one of the few buildings in Berlin that survived the bombings in the 40s, and it has existed since the late 19th century, you think. And this window is stuck. The only way you'll get any fresh air is if you actually head up to the roof of the building. You have a roof access directly from your apartment.
I kind of hit my fist against the glass a couple times, knowing that it's not really doing anything but hurting me. Fucking buildings. And then I'll just kind of freehand drag that liquor bottle upstairs, and while I walk with my right hand on the bottle, kind of clink the bottle against the the railings again and again, just trying to hear any sort of sound as I can continue going up the stairs.
You hear the sounds, of course, Halcyon, but it's hollow. It doesn't inspire anything. It doesn't invoke any images into your mind that you could so easily paint onto a canvas, sketch even onto a sketch pad. So you make your way up the stairs and you open the door. The sun hasn't quite started to rise yet, but you can see sort of the rosy fingers of the dawn just on the horizon. And it's nothing, Halcyon. It means nothing.
And just take a long drink.
Take a long drink. And you're going to finish that bottle while you stand up there. What type of alcohol do you think it is that Halcyon is drinking? I know it doesn't really matter in this moment, but what do you think he would have reached for?
I think I would have reached for like a bottle that already has kind of a mixture of... I don't even actually know it's watered down. I think it's just like half a bottle of absinthe that he just grabbed.
Sure.
Yeah.
Strong. So now we're going to fast forward a few hours. You've been up here, or not even a few hours, rather, less than an hour. You've finished your bottle. Looking at it, it's empty now. You're drunk. The sun is coming up. And those colors, those oranges and reds and the violets that sit behind it. Of course, you think violet, you think of her, and it doesn't mean anything. And if you wanted to, if you desperately tried to, you couldn't paint what you're looking at, even though you've seen 100, 1,000 sunrises. And you hold the bottle, you walk over towards the edge, and you let the bottle drop 6 stories down. You wait for the sound of the crash. And what's going through your mind, Halcyon, as you look down, no bottle in your hand?
Oh, fuck, I think there's a little bit more in there. I should probably go and get it.
Now we're going to switch our control back over to the hunters. You have arrived in JJ's van from the open air market. This is Halcyon's apartment, as you heard from the artists at Hallmakta And they told you that Halcyon hasn't been around in a couple of weeks. Of course, you've heard that from everybody. And they told you to bring him a Flammkuchen, JJ, which you did purchase. So you do have a hot, fresh Flammkuchen, which, for anyone who doesn't know, is sort of like a pizza made out of phyllo dough with like a garlic sauce and ham and onions on it. Germans love it. So you all arrive and you see a man, because you don't know if this is Halcyon or not, but you see a man standing on the edge of the building looking down with the sun rise, painting his face. I'm going to start with the father. What is your reaction to seeing this?
It's fight or flight, and he's running to go up the stairs, up the elevator, whatever the fastest route is, probably the stairs.
Okay, so your action is you want to leave. What is going through your mind when you see this?
Probably just more prayer. Lord, let me save him.
You pray. That's what goes through your mind. Yes? Okay.
Yes.
Leoni, what goes through your mind when you see this?
Leoni just has a big oh shit moment and just kind of is stunned for a moment.
So no thoughts?
No thoughts, just staring up like, oh my god, am I about to witness something tragic?
What about you, Xanthopy?
Recognition. Acknowledgement of what's potentially about to happen. And anger, I think.
Okay. JJ?
Seeing the figure kind of just teetering up on the top of the building.
Mm-hmm.
That feeling of what could be, what is, and just that not wanting to see someone fall the way we all keep falling. And trying to get into the building and kind of just looking up. Actually, because JJ saw the father run in, keeping an eye on the figure.
Well, we'll get to... Luca hasn't quite left yet. We'll get to whatever actions everyone's going to do.
Okay.
Manfred, what goes through your mind when you see this figure up on the roof?
Seeing him up there, it's beautiful in its own way. An understanding of the end, looking it in its face, refusing to flinch. It's what Manny has devoted his whole professional life to, is looking at the end of the entire universe and looking it in its face and never flinching. Think for just a moment. Manny will also look like sort of cast his mental gaze to the sunrise and those rosy fingers coming up over the horizon, and with the silent acknowledgement that this is how he would do it too.
All right. JJ. I know the father wants to leap out. JJ, what is it that you want to do? What is your... After your thought, what is your action?
I think, because how the building's like 6 stories.
6 stories.
I think JJ would call out to the figure. Just, hey!
Yeah?
Could you let us in? Maybe take a step back or two and let us into the building, man.
The door's unlocked. It's okay, you can come in if you want.
I imagine you didn't wait for this interaction. I imagine you already went up in. Is that correct?
He ran.
Did anyone run after Luca? Xanthepe, Leoni, did you?
Yep.
Manfred, did you stay behind? Do you say anything to the figure down there?
I think Manny will just look up. You picked a good morning for it?
I can tell.
I could
Thanks.
tell you about it. All the reasons why it's a good morning for it. But you'd have to be around to listen.
Yeah. Why don't you tell me?
First of all, the air pressure's really good today. The weather will be moving slow, and he'll just sort of, in a very cold, very mathematical way, start to break down all of the things that make the weather today good, or the lighting today good, and
Shouting it.
Yeah.
From the ground.
Essentially, yeah.
Okay.
Just going through each thing that is even minutely observable.
So, Halcyon, as you're listening to this stranger talk to you about how nice the weather is and how the air pressure is nice and the velocity of the air is this and that for your fall, should you choose to go through with such a thing, you hear footsteps coming up behind you. Now, the three of you would have raced up the building. You wouldn't have gone through Halcyon's apartment. You would have just gone through what we call the Treppenhaus, which is the hallway of the house that goes all the way up. Go all the way up to the second entry, the public entry, or the entry for everyone who lives in the building to enter onto the attic, or the roof rather. And so you hear footsteps behind you of people running. What is your reaction to that?
I think, first of all, no idea what the guy down there is saying. I'm just kind of completely zoning it out after a while, because I'm drunk as hell, and then he's talking about air pressure, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck about air pressure. And then I start kind of counting, trying to grasp at something that makes more sense. I'm looking down at where my feet are. I'm barefoot, by the way, at the time, and I could kind of see the ledge that I'm on and this kind of the shape of the rocks, the structure of it. And I could hear the footsteps. and I'm trying to grasp whatever I had, maybe some sort of a past life or something like, well, not now, where I could be able to infer something from those steps and imprint it onto these bricks, essentially.
You certainly could. When you were with Violette, you got gifts from her blood, but those are long gone.
And it's almost like frustration. I'll keep staring and trying to count the steps and then count the grain, just looking through. What is this railing? What is this railing made of that I'm standing on right now?
So there's no railing. It is just simply a cement ledge.
Okay.
So it's porous. You'll probably, because again, this building is still standing from before the war. You'll see there's blackened bits of the building from when the bombs went off.
I'm just almost mentally tracing this discoloration and trying to piece anything together.
Mm-hmm. Can you make me a dexterity and resolve roll? That's gonna be a little harder. And I will allow perhaps Xanthippe to save you should you do poorly.
That's 3 successes.
3 successes is enough. You start to lean a little bit forward. I would also allow JJ to catch you because JJ's stronger than they look.
That's why JJ didn't leave.
But you start to lean a little bit forward, but you do catch yourself and sort of take one step back from the ledge. And I will allow Luca, Leoni, and Xanthippe to carry on this scene now as you stumble a bit, Halcyon, away from the edge.
Really quick before that, because we're out now, right?
You are up on the roof now.
What am I seeing up here? Are there any like blind spots that I could blank?
Blind spots? No, it's a completely open, flat roof, as are most roofs here for tenement buildings, I guess you'd call it. Up here, there is an old rusty ladder. There's some old like spackle for cleaning up the bricks and things, but there's nothing here that's you could hide behind, for example. Okay.
I think in that case, since I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, Luca, you're going to start trying to talk to him. In that case, Xanthippe, who is not a woman of words, will slowly start to kind of orbit and try to get a better position on herself to potentially physically save him, should it be necessary.
So you're trying to get not close to Halcyon, but closer to the edge should they start going back that way.
Correct.
Perfect. What about you, Leoni?
I think Leoni's still in that stunned state. She's kind of a few paces behind Luca.
Okay.
Just here for right now.
Okay, then Herr Pastor.
Guten Morgen, mein friend. How are you this morning?
Gray.
You seem to have lost your shoes.
No, I didn't put any on. I think they're still in the room somewhere.
If you're not careful, you could cut your feet.
I wouldn't be able to tell.
He's very clearly drunk from this perspective, correct?
You can... Halcyon doesn't smell good. As handsome as Halcyon is, his personal hygiene is horrendous. You can smell the alcohol, you can smell the BO. You can tell that he hasn't been taking care of himself in any way.
No, I suppose not. But perhaps come down, I can help you get your shoes. Just because you can't feel it doesn't mean it won't hurt later.
Why are your footsteps gray, too? All of them. You come upstairs and it's all gray.
I couldn't begin to tell you why, but I'm afraid I don't quite understand. Perhaps, tell me about it.
I start to almost like walk the ledge like a tightrope. And you could see that sometimes I teeter, but then I kind of come back towards the other side. And it's just, it wasn't always like that. I could hear the colors. I don't know how to explain it, but footsteps are different within voices.
I'm having some trouble hearing you, my friend. Come closer so I might understand better. Taking a few steps closer.
I said footsteps is a different color than voices, but now it's all gray. I can't tell. I can't tell if it's light gray, dark. It's just.
Help me listen. If I saw things from a perspective, could
Why are you here? Why are you even here? It's not like anybody. Not like anybody cares.
On the contrary, it is precisely why I'm here.
Because nobody cares.
Because I care. And I know a great deal of people, including the ones that are up here and down there. Despite his ramblings, my friend does care.
I mean, I have no idea what the air pressure has anything to do with me falling.
I'm sure he could explain if you come down. If you're interested, perhaps his words would be more colorful for you. I'll take a few more steps, trying to get closer so he's within arm's reach.
From here, can I tell that he's a man of the cloth?
No, you said that you don't wear the collar anymore, but you do wear the traditional, like, sort of robe black attire, right?
Yeah, he would still wear a larger cross around his neck as well.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So then, yes.
I'm guessing you're religious?
Yes, you could say that. Catholic. And what about you?
I was for a different religion.
It's all right. We call God many things, but he still listens.
I can't tell, Father, whether or not it would be more tiring to fall in front here or back down there.
Think of how long the journey would be. The journey wouldn't stop when you reached the ground. You would fall further and further, and it would go longer than you expect.
But I might be able to see colors again.
No, my boy.
Will it feel something?
Lose. No. Come. If it's a feeling you wish,
All right. Make me a charisma and persuasion roll, Pastor. And Halcyon, a composure and resolve again. We're going to see if you get Angie.
We are at 3 desperation, correct?
This
is not here.
No, you cannot use your desperation dice here. He is not the quarry.
And it's charisma and persuasion?
Persuasion.
Could I make an argument for charisma leadership?
I'll allow it.
I rolled 110.
Okay, so that's just one success. For your information, Michael, the reason I keep calling him Herr Pastor is because in Germany we don't say father when we're talking about a priest, we say pastor, like you do in English. Pastor.
Sounds good.
6 with a crit.
Yeah. So Halcyon, he seems like someone genuine. He seems like someone who actually cares, even though he doesn't know who the hell you are. And you certainly don't know who the hell he is. And he seems to genuinely want to help you. It feels good for at least a fleeting moment that someone gives a shit.
I don't get off the ledge, but I sit down. I'll just kind of like my legs are inwards or inside, and I'm just kind of facing them, but I'm sitting down a little bit now.
Is it like cross-legged?
No, just yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Okay. Leoni or Xanthippe, do you gesture for JJ and Manfred to come up onto the roof or not?
Was I able to get into position
Yes.
without?
The father kept
Then-
him sufficiently distracted.
Then yeah, Xanthippe is not going to say a word because she doesn't want like him to like notice her just
Mhm.
yet. But she is going to look over down and kind of just go towards them.
Yeah, once the figure kind of sits down, JJ was gonna start making their way into the building.
Do you make sure, Manny, have you been talking about stuff? Or...
Yes.
Yes, okay. That's what you were
Manfred has been talking about everything that makes today a good day to kill yourself.
doing. So JJ, do you wrangle Manfred up with you, or do you let him stay there and continue
And-
yapping?
Manny, let's go inside.
Sure, but he's not going to be able to hear me once we're inside.
This is why we were going to go up to the roof where he is. That way you don't have to
I
yell.
know he wasn't listening. It's okay.
Oh, you seem very literal, and so JJ
Less than
is walking and
3%
talking.
of people trying to get talked out of suicides actually stop, and he'll just fall.
Yes, but with people with Halcyon's condition, I don't know if the father would have done it.
Leoni, do you sit next to Halcyon, or do you remain standing?
I don't want to startle him.
Like a frightened deer.
by just
Yeah.
be like, hey, I'm here too. So I'll wait by the door.
So you're gonna wait by the door, and you, Pasto, do you sit beside him, or do you remain standing?
I will kneel in front of him and take his hands if he'll allow me.
I kind of move back a little bit. It's just
Don't have to touch you if that's not what you want.
I understand, and it's thank you. But genuinely, it's a waste of your time.
No. Sorry, my boy, you're wrong. This is why we are here. This is why we came.
I don't think there's a way to fix this. I don't know how to fix this. There's been so much shit. That's part of this all that I'm not worth it. In one moment, I'll just not have to be anybody's problem anymore. And maybe that'll feel better on me.
You were never anyone's problem. My boy, we are made of many things. Problems being one of them, that does not define who you are. You're more than a problem. You choose to throw away the gift of life, and that is the problem.
None of this is a gift. I lost that a long time ago. And then I lost more recently. What's left? What's left of all this?
Look at the sun.
That gray ball up there that I can't see, that's just blinding me and giving me heat. And I can't even feel anything from the heat other than the fact that my skin is warm.
This
What do you
is
think?
not a gift.
You think I'm supposed to deal with anything of this fucking breeze that all just prickles my skin and it does nothing? I can't.
Yes, Leoni.
Is there? So this is a stretch, but Leoni obviously, in some ways, relates. But the whole the gray, the lack of, it's a little off. Is there a role I can make to ascertain if something supernatural is happening.
You don't have sense the unnatural, but someone coming up the steps does.
Okay.
And that is Manfred. So as you're standing by there, you're feeling terrible. You're listening to his story, and although you felt a despair when the blood bond with Sahira broke for you, it wasn't quite like this. You can still look at the sunrise and recognize its colors. You can still feel a breeze and get genuine joy from fresh air. Halcyon seems to have lost something much deeper than what you have lost just from inference. And as JJ comes up, you see JJ has a thermos in their hand, and Manfred, as you approach and look at Halcyon, would you like to make your sense the unnatural roll?
Sure.
That's what's in occults or wits and science, whichever's higher for you.
Oh, that is a crit +3 for 7.
Now, Halcyon himself is not supernatural in nature, but as you look at him, you can almost sense an aura about him. He has been touched, affected recently by the supernatural. Now, you are aware that he is no longer drinking the vitae of vampires. That's what you've heard. That's why people are looking for him. The ghoul network is looking for him, because he hasn't been by to get his latest shot, let's call it. But he's been touched, affected recently, and when you look at him, whatever has affected him, your ring grows warmer on your finger.
Does it start to laugh? I have to know.
No, because he is not that. But he has been affected by that.
I think Manfred will look over to JJ. Where is the Pfannkuchen?
JJ's just kind of it has thermos in one hand,
Yeah.
food in the other, and is what's your name?
Halcyon.
Halcyon. Yeah, I'm actually, we're here for you.
Bullshit.
I'm absolutely certain, actually. Yeah. Alex wanted me to drop some food off for you, so. And
You see, my friend, behold more gifts.
and some of your other friends got worried when you didn't make your appointment. So Renata sent me with something. And JJ's gonna approach and open the thermos. I think this should help with how you're feeling right now. It's always better when you're not hungry.
I try a little bit of the food.
Well, as per usual, no different than drinking straight up absinthe. The Flammkuchen tastes like ash in your mouth. Tastes like nothing.
Empty gifts.
Do
Empty
you-
worries.
Do you look at the thermos? What's in it?
I look at the thermos, yeah.
It's, you heard JJ mention Renata, and you know Renata is the thin blood who's in charge of this independent ghoul network, so you assume what's in the thermos is vitae.
I look almost panicked, scared, as if I'm scared to even reach for it.
Hey, it's all right.
You
I-
don't understand.
It helped me then. Normally, when you all miss your appointment, you can get like this. I've seen it before.
No. If I don't feel anything of this, I don't have anything left. Really have nothing left.
Do I know what's in the thermos? Do I see it, smell it?
Well,
Use contact
Halcyon
clues?
has to take it and open it.
Okay.
JJ opened it. Opened the top for Halcyon.
Then yeah, you
Yeah.
know it. You know
Yeah.
what it is.
Okay, so I'll then start to slowly approach myself
Ah, would you like to resist? Yourself?
Yes, sure. That
In front of
wasn't
everybody.
my intention for this to happen, but sure.
Yeah. You can make me a composure and resolve.
I think I'm good at that.
Leoni just about to fucking bogart the
Ruin
Vitae.
everything.
Mine.
3 successes?
You don't have to. You don't have to drink it. If you did open the lid of the thermos, JJ, Halcyon.
Yeah.
What's inside the thermos, you can smell it. And it smells enticing. The first thing in 2 weeks, you think.
If this doesn't do it, then nothing does.
What's going on? This should help, and if it doesn't, that's something else we need to figure out for you.
Can I self-impose
Mm-hmm.
a composure and resolve check to see if my fear of it not working and my want of it working, like what side wins when as I try to grab the thermos and not?
Why don't you roll me 1 die?
Okay.
And give me either the number or the success or failure. Manfred, how close are you to in between? If you had to put a number between Xanthippe and Halcyon, how close are you?
Manfred's hardly left the door of coming up the stairs.
Okay. Then the ring remains as warm as it is. The warmth of the ring has not ended.
It is a failure.
Okay. So I'm going to determine that your fear of never seeing color again is going to compel you to drink.
I'll take the thermos and fully and deeply drink from it.
You down it. You can taste the Vitae. It tastes sweet. It tastes rich. It's thick. It's cold. But it does taste pleasant. It doesn't taste as good as drinking from Violette or even a few weeks prior drinking from the other thermoses that you got from Renata, but you can taste it. And as you finish drinking, the world around you does not become bright and colorful, and the noises do not inspire you to art or awaken your muse. Everything is dulled, but not totally gray. Like a gossamer cloth over your eyes and your nose and your ears.
I'm sorry that it's cold.
That's perfect. Is there
How do you
more?
feel?
I don't have more right now, but we can get you more. Why don't we go inside and we'll get you cleaned up a bit and we'll maybe go get some coffee. Yeah?
Sure.
Yeah. And JJ will reach down a hand to help Halcyon up.
Yeah, I'll get up off the ledge. I don't think it. It's not perfect. I still don't see anything, but God, that fucking tastes good.
Yeah. No, we'll get you cleaned up and we'll figure out what happened.
Yeah.
What we can do from here. And JJ's gonna quickly put the lid back on the thermos.
Halcyon, you may write down in your sheet, Cloak of Shadows is what you'll have for this month. So you take everyone down into your apartment. Everyone immediately, as soon as you start getting close to Halcyon's apartment, you go through the door that he went up to the roof, and so it's a short trip down. It is repulsive, to say the least. It stinks terribly. Nothing is cleaned, nothing is washed, certainly not Halcyon, and you don't think any fresh air has gotten let into this room. It's absolutely foul. And you don't think that before Halcyon was in this state that he was like the best housekeeper ever. You see that he's an artist, you clearly see, but you can see all of his broken, ripped up and destroyed canvases everywhere, all of his paint supplies basically rendered useless by his own hands for whatever reason. And you don't see a coffee machine anywhere in here.
I think this is the first time Xanthopy is going to actually speak up towards Halcyon, and she's going to ask, would it be alright if I cracked open the window and helped you hear a little?
I tried this morning. That's as far as I got.
I'm going to look over towards the window.
Okay, you can make me a strength and athletics. Or a strength and resolve, whichever's higher for you. I need to know if anyone's going to be investigating this apartment and who is going to be speaking to Halcyon. Okay, you're working on the window, so you're busy.
Not leaving his side.
You'll be speaking to Halcyon. Leoni, are you going to be speaking to him or investigating? Rifling through his shit.
That feels so invasive, but I'm wondering if I could find anything that would give me more clues as to what's happening.
There's a distinct possibility. That's why Huddy's asking.
Yeah, no, of course. So to that I say, yeah, I'll look around.
Okay.
5 on a crit.
Okay. So we'll get right to that. What's investigation for Leoni? JJ, what are you doing?
Given my stunning investigation score, I'm going to be talking to Halcyon.
Okay. Manfred, before I ask that question of you, as you are in this apartment now with Halcyon, the ring is almost too hot around your finger. You need to take it off or it will burn you. Do you leave it on or take it off?
It's on a necklace. It's a woman's ring. It's far too small for Manny's hands.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. It will burn you through your shirt. Unless you really get as far away as you can away from him, but that will sort of impede your ability to investigate.
Well, he doesn't take off Katarina's ring for any reason, ever.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, ostensibly, if I can't get into the deeper parts of the apartment to investigate, I'll probably just stand in the hallway and see if he's got any neighbors, see if they've observed anything, any people coming and going, if anyone else does live here.
Okay, so make me a wits investigation. Your DC will just be a little bit higher for you. And then you can proceed to to speak to neighbors. 5 successes. Xanthopy, you pop open the window pretty easily, let in some fresh air. It's nice, and you sort of keep your head out there for a second because, my God, if you've ever been inside someone who's a hoarder, or as Germans call them, messy, it smells like that in here. Absolutely foul.
In that case, now that the window's dealt with, Xanthopy is just going to start kind of like trying her best to tidy because she's seen people like this before.
So roll me a wits investigation as you're tidying. Leoni, what was your roll?
3 successes.
3 successes. Manny, what was your roll? 1 success. All right, you can proceed. You don't find anything with 1 success. You can proceed forth to interviewing the neighbors, which should go great for Manny. Luca and JJ, you may continue your conversation with Halcyon.
I'm spending a willpower.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's been about 2 weeks, yeah, since you've been out of here?
I have no idea. Something like that, sure. I can't tell day from night very easily.
Why don't we begin with what you can tell us, what you can remember, what you can start with. Walk us through what is clear.
The last time anyone saw you was at the market, so
The market. It's that girl. That one with the eyes, the twinkling eyes that are like off of a doe or something. What was her name? Sort of with an N. Oh, God. She said she was a dancer. I remember that part. But no, Nastenka?
JJ, you know that name. Does Az remember why JJ would know that name?
No, not in this moment, because I remember it from Timber.
That's why you'd know it. That is Alyosha's sister's name.
That's right. JJ's face looks absolutely feral for the briefest second. Nastika. Her name's Nastika.
Yeah, something like that.
No, that's her name. And it's what is it this? Sorry, sorry. That
No, it's just she said something about wanting me to try something, and that I could possibly see better. The colors, they used to always be around. I have synesthesia. I don't know if you know what that means, but my senses, they blur at times, and it got worse ever since I was ghouled. But I guess it got better as well. It made me paint better. But it still bothers me sometimes. It's messy. I hear too much, see too much.
the Vitae will do that to you.
So when Nastenka told me that the sugar cube would help me focus, I wanted to try it.
Sugar cube?
Yeah. I thought it was some sort of drugs or something like that. I've never tried anything quite like it, I guess. But
Could you describe what this woman looked like, please?
now, not so much. I just remember her eyes. She had these wide, doe-like eyes, and I don't know, she seemed trusting, I guess. Is it?
She's
Now
got,
that I think about that.
she's got long hair and braids. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly the.
All right, we'll get right to that. Manfred, you're wandering around in the hallway. You can still hear this conversation happening. You had the door open, or you left the door open as you wandered in the hallway. What is your plan here of investigating, of speaking to the neighbors?
Honestly, he doesn't have much of a plan.
Okay. So you knock on the first door, and the woman who opens it is an older woman. And she says, ja, sehr guten Tag. Wie kann ich Ihnen helfen?
Vielleicht. Hello, I am Herr Professor Manfred von Obergville. I was wondering if you knew anything about maybe the company that the artist upstairs keeps.
Est Künstler is very popular with the young people. I see him all the time at the Markthalle doing his exhibitions.
But you can ever see people here for him?
Do you mean does he throw a lot of parties? No. He's very quiet, just keeps to himself, respectful. He's mostly gone. He's not usually here except when he's painting, I suppose.
Very well, thank you for your time.
Thank you, I guess. And she begins to close the door. Can you make me wits and awareness as she closes the door?
Sure.
You don't see it. She closes the door. What's Manny's plan of action now?
Stand in the hallway and wait for everyone else to be done.
Okay. Are you listening or are you taking notes?
Always taking notes.
Okay. As Xanthippe is freaking out about the mention of her sugar cube, Leoni, you're looking through some of Halcyon's things, his broken paintbrushes and things, and you see right next to the mattress, this bare mattress, is a pile of laundry, right? And you look through that a little bit, it smells and it's damp, but something does catch your eye, and it's a completely black square.
I will gingerly, as if it's like a fucking dead bug or something, like pick it up and look at it.
Mm-hmm. It has the texture of a sugar cube, but it's completely black.
Okay. I assume I overheard what they were saying.
Yes. Everyone can hear the conversation.
Yeah. So I will tuck that in my pocket.
Oh my. Excellent.
Nope.
No,
Now
that's
I'm
fine.
scared.
No, you should super take it with you. Perfect.
All right.
Perfect. The conversation may continue.
Meanwhile, I'm still kind of laughing. You think me leading the life that I have and dealing with the people that I deal with, I'd be a little bit smarter to let someone just give me something.
Yeah, same.
It looked innocent, and that was enough.
Well, you know what some of them look like. And I get it. When you're in it, you just want anything to make it stop.
Would you like some water?
Sure. I doubt it will taste anything else like that, but ash. But sure.
Is that why you didn't eat the food?
Everything tastes like shit. It looks like shit. When I used to hear colors, at least it had some effect on me. And yet that, it all sounds like shit too.
Does it taste like cigarette butts and rotting food?
It's just gone. It doesn't taste like anything. I once could see a color, and just the sound, the mention of birds, I could match it perfectly and put it on the canvas. Now, look at all that. I point inside the room. Can you make sense of any of it? I can't.
I'm not an artist. I not in that way, anyway. Sorry.
Me neither.
Not right now.
Not anymore.
Maybe if we could get it back. If we figure out what it was she gave you.
Who has dots in academics? Okay. Maybe we could get it back. Wits in academics, everyone. Or wits in occult, if that's higher for you.
I assume my specialty in statistical mechanics does not apply here.
Not for this.
I only have schematics.
Mhm.
History?
Halcyon, you have a dot in occult. I'll let you roll this too.
Sweet.
History?
Nice,
History?
nice.
If you have a specialty in history, I'll allow it.
Oh my god. Hell yeah. Also, these dice hate me. I've
Mm.
spent all my
Are they
life
hunter
on
dice or just regular d10s?
Hunter dice.
Well, yeah.
They hate me, dude. 2 successes.
Uh-huh. So,
I would like to ask one more time. It was wits and occult.
either wits in occult or wits in academics.
Perfect. So that was 5 dice and 4 ones. So
You are
We're-
too drunk and depressed.
100% yes.
7, 5,
Finf.
3. All right. So what was yours?
7.
Amy? 2. 7 with something fun.
7 with the 2.
Ah,
the chart.
7 with a 2. Well, we're gonna get to your 7 with a 2 real quick.
Yeah.
Manny and Luca, you have both been raised here in Germany, and you are well-studied, well-read people. Neither of this is your specialty, but you have heard enough stories about the fair folk in your lives. You heard these stories, Grimm's fairy tales. You heard these stories. There's many stories of fairies, of stealing things from people. Usually it involves replacing people with, especially babies. But you've also heard that they take things, and you also heard that they particularly love sweet treats. For example, both of you would know that building a house inside of your garden, as Germans love to garden, is very important, because that house is meant to keep away the fair folk. They're meant to stay there, and you often will put sweet things there, usually a sugar concoction or some sort of sugar water, so that they will be enticed to stay there and not actually go into your home and take actual things from you. It is a thing that Germans continue to do to this day. JJ, you know this as well. Although you were raised more in France, the border of France and Germany is not so weit weg that it's not a common thing between the two cultures. But just hearing that it is Nastinka and it is related to Alyosha and all of these things makes you incredibly agitated. And for some unknown reason, why you've never seen JJ act this way before, JJ sort of grabs onto Halcyon, picks him up off of the bed or wherever it is he happened to be sitting here, and sort of shakes him a little bit and tries to reassure him that JJ is going to make this right.
I will fix this. I don't care what they did. If he did this to fuck with me, I will get everything back from both of them. They can't be able to go on like this. It won't happen anymore. I will fix this.
JJ,
This strange display. I need a sense the unnatural roll again from Manfred, and I need a wits and insight from Halcyon. Actually, I need a wits and insight from Leoni as well. Yes. 3. Manipulation subterfuge. JJ, go.
Does my thing I did before still count?
Yes.
Hell yeah. With my... Oh god. Yeah, so good at manipulation and subterfuge.
this is going swimmingly.
I'm doing so good. So good, guys. I'm not worried. Why are you worried? It's fine. 3.
Okay. Halcyon and Leoni, unfortunately, you know something is different about JJ. There's something wrong with JJ, but you don't know what it is. You can't quite pinpoint what it is, because they seem so absolutely ordinary and human. Perhaps they're just having a bad day. However, Manfred, finally, now you've tried this. You've gotten a strange feeling from JJ since you first saw them, but now you know for sure. They are not human, whatever they are.
I get it. If I had your strength, I'd try to do something to fix this too. Oh, my neck.
Oh,
Yeah, you might
I'm
want to
just-
put him down.
JJ will make sure his toes and feet are touching the ground and then let go and take a couple steps back and is shaking and looking for all of the windows and the doors, any sort of thing that could be used as an exit.
The door is wide open.
We're
Down
good.
6
We're fine.
flights.
We're safe. Yeah, we could even jump out the window. It's fine.
You could.
So
Not to.
I
But
hate
you said you want to.
go. Sorry, go ahead.
JJ, you said you wanted to find this person to make things right.
Yes.
There's obviously more that. What is it they say? We need to unpack at some point with this, but I think I know where they may be or may have gone.
Leoni certainly does, as you got that information from Alex last episode.
Yes, I did.
The abandoned
And-
amusement park.
That's right. I'll actually, kind of coming from, standing in the doorway essentially of whatever room we're in. I will say, what was the name of the theme park again?
Spreewald.
Spreewald.
It's hard to say.
Yes, I'm bad with pronunciations.
It's hard. It's another language.
No, does that sound familiar to you, Halcyon?
That is where I got the sugar cube, right? So she's still there.
No. Well, potentially, I guess, based on that. I saw her at the market.
What?
The part that I said that I saw that I went to go chase after, that was her. The woman you described.
She was there.
And she gave me a sugar cube.
She was right there.
For that acknowledgement that your quarry has slipped from your fingers, that your desperation is at 3.
Surely you know something about her. That means if she could take my whatever she took from me away, we could get it back, right?
And we feel.
It's what they do. They take without asking.
Or they.
Don't focus on that. Look at me. We're going to get it back.
We're going to get what Halcyon had taken from them back. Yes.
I cannot believe it. Even if I say, even with it, I can't feel anything.
Time. Give us time.
I'll walk forward a little bit, just kind of with my arms almost hugging myself, looking down a little sheepishly. I know you don't know me, but I don't quite understand, but I get it. If you need any help, aside from what we're already doing, any help around here, anyone to just talk to.
I want to be there if you could find her. I don't know what else to do.
You aren't alone. You don't have to be alone.
We'll make it right.
I know. It feels like there's nothing in the world right now. And if the only thing you have to hold on to is the taste of that Thomas for the meanwhile, that's still something. Just have to find something to hold on to.
And you feel you have already survived this long. Look at how strong you are. If all it takes is one thing to cling to.
I don't understand the act of hoping for something to change. It's,
I do. And it did.
it hurts so much.
It does.
It does.
What is important is that we are here to see the change when it does come. However long that might take. Darkness cannot last forever. It is not a religious observation. This is scientific. This is fact. So if you cannot find it in faith, find it in fact. This too shall pass.
I'll try.
And in the meantime, don't forget to go see. Don't miss your next appointment. Please. It makes it worse. It sucks. It's not fucking fair.
There's a knock on the side of the archway into Halcyon's apartment, and it is that older woman that you spoke to, Manfred. And she says, hello, you are being rather loud. It is heading towards courtside. It's quiet time, noon, for the apartment.
Yeah, our apologies. Feel keep it down. Thank you for letting us know.
And she steps one foot in and she says, I'm sorry, I've forgotten your name, but I haven't seen you in the building for quite some time. You don't look very well.
Not the best, but I'll... And I just look over at everybody and kind of see their eyes. I'll get over it.
Yes, there's a code for the building. You must clean your room, but also I think you must eat as well. I've made myself some super hot food for lunch. If you'd like to come over and have some.
I thank you for the offer. I don't think I'm ready for that much just yet.
Well, how about you come over and have some soup with me, and I will talk about someone coming in to clean up your room. And I won't make a call into the Fermita.
Okay. Sure.
And she sort of looks at all of you with a sort of strange look on her face, like you don't belong here. And she heads back to her apartment. It's just across the hall.
If you want, I can actually get a service sent over. It's the least I can do.
I caused this, so I should be the one to clean it up somehow.
I mean, it's okay to ask for help.
I'm not usually like this. I hope... I'm not usually like this.
I know. It's okay.
I'll try. One step at a time. I can't have a name like Halcyon and not see any joy in anything.
Seek it out. It is there.
And in the meantime, we'll seek out what was taken.
Thank you.
Yeah, maybe we can go get that coffee sometime. Yeah.
And you with the air pressure and whatnot. Thank you as well.
I don't know what you're thanking me for.
All the good things you said about the day made me realize I wouldn't even appreciate it. I
Try
couldn't.
again on a day that you might. If you still have the need to try.
We'll see.
And therein lies the journey.
Before you leave to go to, I haven't told you her name, but her name is Frau Fachenholz. Before you go to her, which means driving wood, in case anyone's curious. Not like that. Well, maybe. Do you give anyone your cell phone number?
Yeah, I will. I think just as a collective, I will give them a number to contact me, and it's just in case I don't feel it or whatnot. I guess I will wait for good news.
Xanthopy will give her phone number in kind.
Excellent.
If I may, I had a priest when I was growing up that would keep a number of thread rosaries in his pocket to hand out to people who might need them. If I might leave him one.
Absolutely. I don't know what that is, but absolutely.
Just a rosary. It's not wood and chain. It's just something woven.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Despite, the reaction that Audie gave when Xanthopy handed out a number, I will also...
I didn't have a reaction.
I will also hand out my number and say,
Awesome.
If you need anything, I'll be here with a thermos.
Thank you.
I'm not a woman of many words, but I'm a woman of action. And I will do what I can to get back what you have lost.
And if not, don't let her do this to anybody else.
No. They're going to pay.
So far, we are not in the habit of failure. We will find fruits taken from you.
So, Halcyon, as you maybe find some errant deodorant that you have somewhere, or maybe some Axe body spray, something in this apartment to spray on yourself before you go over to Frau Fachenholz, who is the building, okay. God, Germans are the worst. Every building has a sort of building leader, and they're the ones who set the schedule because you have to clean the building yourself. Everyone has to take turns. Stupid. So she's sort of like a big wig of the building. She thinks she's, the big deal or whatever. So as you go over to her apartment for lunch that you don't want, that you can't taste, that's going to taste horrible, and as the cell leaves, JJ, where do you want to take the cell before we could take our break? Are you going to take them back to your place? Because you're waiting on some shipments from Herr Dickon to come in. But that won't be for quite a few hours, so you could take them absolutely anywhere if you wanted to go.
There's a moment.
Absolutely anywhere.
JJ starts to head towards the club and then towards the apartment and then back home. So it just looks like JJ's taking the long way.
So your decision is to take them back to your home and not to Alyosha Goryshayev's apartment.
Yes, despite what JJ wants to do.
All
which
right.
is knock on the door
That's your
and
decision.
throw a fit.
All right, that's your decision. And we are going to take a break here. Hello, everybody. We're back. The cell has just spoken with Halcyon. They talked him off the ledge, literally, and they've learned that he consumed a sugar cube from a woman named Nastinka, a sugar cube that seems to be similar to the experience Xanthippe had at the Maktala. And consuming the sugar cube apparently took away his ability to not just do art or perform in the creative field, but it took away his color, his senses, his ability to appreciate food and a gentle breeze and even a sunrise. And now all of you arrive back at JJ's, and it is afternoon. It's about 12:30 heading into 1. And your tummies are grumbling. You did have some breakfast, little stückchens at the Maktala at 7 o'clock, about 5 hours ago. But now you're getting hungry. And just as you arrive, JJ, the food delivery that you had set up is sitting on your doorstep. You have to get it in. You can tell that some of the things are going to start getting rotten in the sun, so you need to get it in as quickly as possible.
Yeah, JJ's gonna grab keys, go through all the locks, grab all of the groceries, and get them inside, and just leave the door open for everyone.
No, I've got it. I'll put it away. I have an organizational structure.
I get it.
And methodically puts the groceries away.
Xanthippe's going to watch the method to which things are put away so she can make a note.
And I believe you didn't just order the basics this time, the milk, eggs, bread to keep up appearances. You ordered just sort of a what we call a Rettungstüten here in Germany, which is basically the meats and fruits and vegetables that are about to go bad. You can purchase in a bag form. You don't get to pick what those things are, but you can pick one of each category, and they'll be delivered to you at a discounted price. So that's what you have here. So you can see, Manny, that the food that JJ is pulling out of these bags is food that is about to go bad.
I'm going to need to cook that before it goes bad.
Everything, it's fully stocked. I don't.
Do you have real plates or ordeal paper?
Paper plates.
I don't know. I didn't observe you eating.
Yes, there's plates. Should be in the cupboard over there, and bowls over there. Yeah.
Okay. Keep everyone out of the kitchen except for maybe Luca. I could use maybe one pair of hands.
Do you want some help? I do cook. I just don't usually.
I don't want your help.
All right.
And JJ's gonna go to his room.
You're going to go have your smoothie?
My smoothie.
You may.
I mean,
you may drink as much of that smoothie as will take you to your natural state.
Yeah. So it's 3 smoothies.
So you're going to be in there for a little while.
Xanthippe was going to try to talk to JJ, but if JJ is like insistent,
The door opens, closes. Click, 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 click.
Okay, so all of you hear JJ go into their room and lock several locks. So that leaves Luca and Manfred in the kitchen, and Xanthippe and JJ outside, I'm guessing, what, in the living room, dining room? I'm not sure exactly how this house is set up. JJ.
So once again, it's very open. So you, like, the kitchen is right next to the living room. There's no, like, arches or space in between. It's very open, so you can see everything all the time, except in the bedrooms.
Do you have a I can't remember what they're really common.
Yeah, island.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
the island and the breakfast nook.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the only wall for the kitchen.
Okay.
Because paranoid.
So in theory, Xanthippe and Leoni could be sitting in the breakfast nook, like on a sort of in the corner bench thing while they cook.
Correct.
Okay.
Which is why JJ was a little confused about keep everybody out of the kitchen. As JJ's like,
That's what I was wondering. All right. So,
Okay.
Yes, Manfred, you begin cooking. I'm not going to require any roll from you because you have that merit.
I do have a thing very quickly.
Mhm.
I think as Manfred fills the pot for the boiling of the potatoes, he'll just look over to Luca. Father, would it be sacrilege if you were to bless that water that we're boiling the potatoes in?
Not at all.
Would you mind?
It's a different type of ingredient, but of course.
And then we'll proceed to start slicing thin the garlic that will get sauteed into butter, which will be used for the short ribs, and as working in as many folkloric things as they can cook up. This is a test, and many means for it to be.
Great. Great.
But yes, then he will proceed to making, as I've said, this is the third time now, to make a red wine braised short rib served over a bed of mash with a wonderful little garden salad with a blackberry vinaigrette that has radishes, cucumbers, blackberries, and carrots in the garden salad.
You said you wanted to be alone with Luca while cooking, right?
Oh, as soon as the blessing of the water happens, he's like, "Okay, that was all I needed from you. You can go now. I'll prefer to work in the kitchen by myself."
Of course, I understand.
But as JJ informed us, this is an open plan home, so you can hear everything that is going on.
Luca takes 2 steps and is out of the kitchen.
Yeah.
So I said it a little bit back at Halcyon's place, but I didn't want to take away from the moment. But I am concerned. While it is gratifying to know that I'm not crazy with what I saw and what I interacted with, that woman that was described giving Halcyon the sugar cube was the woman that gave me my sugar cube. And I did consume it.
A costly lesson in taking gifts from strangers.
Yeah. We can look at it like that, yeah.
What is it you feel?
Do I feel anything? I don't feel any different. So it could be nothing, maybe, but since when are coincidences like that actually coincidences? You know,
Nothing is a coincidence between 2 points of data. There is always some mathematic to drawing them together.
I believe you.
You should. It's my whole course of study.
Yeah.
We will monitor you. If you feel anything strange, let us know. And
You'll be
in
the first to know.
meantime,
I found I was gonna try to tidy up a little bit, but I found this, and she'll reach in her pocket and pull out the blackened sugar cube and just kind of set it on the table. It's got the texture of a sugar cube.
I'm gonna hesitantly pick it up and look at it.
I need to know if one specific person looks at it.
Yeah.
Wits in occult or wits in science?
Just a crit for him.
Now you hear the laughter.
It's been ensorcelled by fairies.
Fairies.
All right.
So they exist too.
It would be best from here moving forward that if you don't know for certain that it doesn't exist, that you interpret that it does.
I'm getting
makes
that, yeah.
sense. There's plenty of old stories. What is the fair folk?
Well, I'm not inclined to keep this in my possession. I just thought I would show everybody since we're hunting a fairy, I guess.
Do you mind if I take it home to my study, where I have a small laboratory where I may be able to look at it on a little bit more of a microscopic level?
Be my guest.
JJ, I imagine that in your safe room, you have everything hooked up so you can hear and see everything going on in the house at all times. Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
So you've consumed
As JJ's protein shake, and then another dart into the picture, and another dart into the picture.
You are watching Manny cook and listening to this conversation.
Yep.
And you may leave whenever you want to. Or if you don't, you can just stay there.
We're gonna get it under control and then leave. So, like, maybe 2 more darts, and then JJ will come out.
I'll make sure that if anything starts that I notice, I'll let you guys know. But it should also be. I should be considered compromised right now.
Oh, make no mistake, you are. So in the meantime, come. We are going to bless you. Are you baptized?
Would mother have gotten me that?
I don't imagine your mother was a good Catholic, if she was Catholic at all.
Not at all. No.
Then we will begin with the blessing, and perhaps tomorrow you take up the faith.
I'm not sure about my capability when it comes to faith, but I will take any assistance that I can get.
It would be no different than any other men and women that has found their way to the church through fear.
Should I get some towels or something? JJ says as coming out of the room, locking the locks again.
No. Not necessary, not just yet. How are you feeling, JJ?
Angry, mostly.
It took some time in that room. Did you strain something?
No, just I know, well, not know of Nastica.
Yes, she set you off quite a bit.
Yeah. I didn't know what she was, but given what we've figured out, yeah, fairy.
It makes sense why nobody else could see her. I don't know why I'm the only one that was able to see her at the market.
Oh, no, I was going to say, I'll just kind of tap the table kind of next to the sugar cube. So found this.
Yeah, I saw.
Could I ask a stupid question, Huddy? On this notice of what JJ was able to do, could I activate Repel the Unnatural just as a hunch? Or would that be a stretch?
As a hunch?
As a,
yeah,
I guess
I'll
a
allow
test?
it. I'll allow it. What did you take for Repel the Unnatural?
It is ward and hands-free.
Okay.
It would be resolve occult.
Yeah, I know what it is. So resolve in occult or resolve in science, whichever's higher for you. JJ, this is hard. Mm-hmm. This is a stamina and occult roll.
No.
Man, those protein shakes just don't hit like they used to.
Oh, I have
Guess
a stupid
not.
question.
Yeah.
Could I add my desperation dice?
Yes. Well, hang on. I think it doesn't specify it has to be quarry. If it specifies it has to be quarry, then no. But if it doesn't,
yeah,
hang
it
on.
doesn't have to be.
Then yes, you may.
And JJ.
Please let me
Hunt
know
JJ down.
if you get a 1 on the any desperation dice, please.
There's 9 successes.
Yes. So, can you describe for us what you do to repel JJ?
I think out of habit, even though he's has the perk of hands free, he'll step toward the sugar cube and just kind of rub the cross he wears around his neck and kind of slide the sugar cube closer to JJ as if offering it. But if this is successful, JJ can't come near me or the area.
Mm-hmm. It's quite a bit of the area, in fact. It is, let's look, it is 2 meters, which is, what we used to hear during the COVID times. You had to ski 2 meters from everyone, so 6 feet, right? So JJ, as you're looking at the father and the father slides the sugar cube over to you, you suddenly get enveloped, or he becomes enveloped rather, in sort of the white hot power of the Lord, and you can't look at him. This has never happened to you before. You don't have any issue walking into a church or touching a cross or anything like that, but suddenly the father is terrifying to you and you can't be this close to him, and you step 6 feet back in your own home, absolutely afraid of this man.
How very interesting.
What's interesting?
Have I seen something like similar to this happen before?
Yes.
A wolf in sheep's clothing.
Xanthopy just looks towards JJ, confused.
And yet they still offer to help.
What do you mean?
Could you stop that, please?
Give me a reason to, monster.
Because I am trying to help.
Why?
Oh. I watched you give a man poison today.
I didn't make him drink the poison in the first place. But it's not his fault what happened to him.
Instead, you provided it.
Can somebody please tell me what's going on?
He's a fucking monster. A quarry.
I didn't ask to be this!
No, I don't imagine you did.
Could you please stop? Please.
What is it that ye priests like to say? For all things there is a season. Or does the forgiveness of the Lord only branch out to those who come to it by means that ye ordain?
I intend to forgive. I intend to lead you into salvation, JJ.
Like the
So you
Crusaders
gathered.
led people into salvation, or are we talking another way?
That remains to be seen. And I will step toward JJ, and this will deactivate Repel the Unnatural.
JJ still steps back.
How long have you feared God, JJ? I'll take another step closer.
Since my mother dragged me to church all those years ago.
Was it the hymns, or the crucifix, or the word?
To fear. No, it's putting on the pageantry and then damning us all for our sins.
Oh, make no mistake, JJ, I don't think you're damned. Purgatory was made for you.
No, I got put here.
I may very quickly. Zan is standing on the other side of the island from Manny, yes?
I believe
And
Zan
she's-
and Leoni are in the breakfast nook, are you not? Which is in the area.
Manny will finish cutting the radishes and leave the knife within hand's reach of Zan and just nod.
There's no need. Zan, I would like to make a point.
Mhm.
Zan is dead glaring at JJ, and her hand is at her hip.
Because you have your combat knife there, or your 9mm.
And
Right.
my 9mm.
Yeah.
And she's, you know what? Okay, we're gonna do it. Fuck it, just with this. She's going to stand up and draw the 9mm and aim it towards JJ.
I'll stand quickly and kind of put my hand out. I don't think that's necessary.
But it might be, and that's the point.
We would have been long dead by now.
Now let's hold our horses here for 1 second. All of you watch JJ walk out in the sun with you. You watch JJ drink coffee and eat food. So the only person here who can give me any insight is Leoni. Wits and insight. Especially being Sahira's ghoul.
Fuck Sahira. Fuck Sahira 10 ways from Sunday that the father was talking about. Anyway. 4, 5. No, guys, it's okay. Hunt JJ. Just a little stabby.
Just also hunt
Fine.
Alyosha, promise?
Yeah, promise you'll kill him, guys. That's it. That's my death wish.
You can absolutely like plead with them like the Thin Blood thing about killing your sire and you go back to being human. Because it's in the core book.
I'm gonna get there, but right now, in his own, like, he's been so paranoid about letting anybody in. He let somebody in and this happened.
I know.
He's
So
just
right.
like
So right to not
heartbroken.
trust anyone ever.
Yeah.
Leoni.
3. That's the magic
Yeah.
number.
3, you, of course, you were never privy to Sahira's inner dealings. But you do know that she would often talk about the thin-blooded or the cast-offs called Thin Bloods. You knew a lot of them lived in the tunnel outside of Berghain in Friedrichshain. And they are somewhere in between. They're not fully vampire. They're not fully human. They are cursed to walk in both worlds and belong to neither. You have heard that some can walk in the sun, eat food, have children, which sounds pretty human to you.
Right, so with that, Leoni, with her hands still kind of like hovering over the gun, she'll kind of cast her eyes, meet everyone's gaze one by one, and fall to JJ. You can walk in the sun. You can eat. You can drink. We're clearly all still alive.
My heart beats too.
You're thin-blooded.
Yeah. Thin-blooded.
Not
Explain for the uninitiated.
not fully one of them. Cursed to not fully be human either.
Cursed, yeah.
So what, is this a step above a ghoul?
You
Barely.
could say that, and I'll kind of cast a dirty look.
I think at this point, Manny will just press the base end of the handle into the small of Zan's back. Please put your gun away. I don't want anyone getting hurt. It's
I
not
had-
worth it. None of this is worth it.
Zan
A man
will-
of science, and yet you don't want answers.
And I will get my answers. But the last time scientists in this country looked for answers at the point of a gun, there were many problems.
Zan's going to drop her. Well, not drop the gun, but she's going to lower her aim.
If I had any ill intentions, do you think I would have offered you my home?
I've learned not to trust the words of demons.
I don't even get to be that. I'm this half thing. I could do everything, but
with yourself, then.
Almost
Tragic.
like you are something of a half-priest. You don't wear your collar anymore, I've noticed. You sure have a lot of time to be out hunting and not at the parish or something?
The right was stripped from me.
and you think it's different because my life was stripped from me.
I did not defend monsters today. I did not feed a man poison.
Poison is what kept him alive.
And the creatures that you stopped us from going to, from confronting.
We didn't have the manpower to take on 2 werewolves.
And I am to take your word for that. After you came to us under false pretense.
I didn't.
And
You
what
could
are we
have
to
told us
think?
what you were.
With you offering false pretenses to Halcyon, both of you? We can fix this. We can get back what they stole from you. How do you
And
know?
we can.
But you don't know. You sold hope under the guise of fact. That is what fascists do.
Hope under the guise of fact. Others may call it faith, a doctor.
And so you prove my point again.
I have to have hope. There's only certain ways to find things out, and that's by doing. And I may
Hope is
be a
all.
monster now, but I don't plan to stay that way.
Oh, this is such a hard role for you, Leoni. Wits and occult. This is such a hard role for you.
That's 3 dice.
And you can't blood buff because you're big.
3 for 3.
Come on. I will allow for the desperation dice, but it could go really bad.
I will fucking take it.
Let me know if you roll a 1.
I will. Desperation's at what again?
3.
And I can roll all 3?
Someone roll a 1.
Why do you want me to roll a 1 so bad? What if I
Honey,
did,
you're sick.
huh?
Honey, you're
Huh?
sick.
I'm gonna spend willpower.
Eddie is just here for the drama right now.
I
Well,
was
She
eating
said,
chips.
do it.
Literally.
I
Do
made,
it now.
I made up for it by spending willpower as well. But I got 4 successes and then a 1 on desperation.
That is a successful roll. So you're going to go into something called overreach. The danger for the Chronicle is at 5.
We did it, guys! We did it!
We win. Pack it up.
That's it. End of the Chronicle.
So, yes, you, in the time you were Sahira's ghoul, you spent a lot of time in Friedrichshain, where all these thin bloods seem to live. And although you were protected because you were Sahira's ghoul and no one fucked with anything that belonged to Sahira, these thin bloods were afraid of her, deathly afraid of her. You would hear them talk about certain things here and there. Didn't put too much stock into it, but as you're listening to JJ and how they seem so upset and broken by this revelation, you do remember one time hearing a conversation between 2 thin bloods in the tunnel, where they discussed the idea that if they could figure out who sired them, because a lot of them didn't even know who it was, if they could figure out who sired them and if they could kill them, then they could go back to being human. And you wonder now if that is perhaps why JJ is on the hunt. To kill the person who did this to them.
You need to find the one who made you.
Find him? I know where he fucking lives. I know the apartment he killed me in.
And you need to kill him back.
And maybe it won't be this. So, but I don't know. I won't know until I do it. one of the reasons, yes. But it's true. There's so much damage they do.
What a selfish creature.
You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know.
Wouldn't I?
Would you? Have you been dominated by one, forced against your will to drink their blood, to do what they want? I don't
No.
know what you've seen. You don't know what we've seen either.
No, he has done all of that for Jesus Christ. He's been dominated by the Christ. He has drank the Christ's blood, eaten his flesh. You've just given yourself over to a different master. One equally as destructive and equally adept at destroying lives.
Today
Yeah.
you saved one.
Who's to say? Too many forces at work to isolate a single successful variable.
While this is all happening, Zan has not dropped her eyes on JJ. JJ, What am
JJ's
I-
got real tears coming out of his eyes.
they're not blood tears.
No.
No.
Listening to everything that JJ has said and the emotion that's there, emotion that she would recognize, I think, in her own way. That's when Zan puts the gun away.
Manfred, you have finished your meal. You said you wanted to leave after you finished the meal. Is that correct?
Yeah, Manny will set the table with food for everyone. His own plate has been wrapped in some kind of shrink wrap or something.
Mhm.
He says, "To be honest, I cannot bring myself to eat with all of you. I don't trust you. And that display did nothing to earn my trust either. I have said more than once. Killing is not why I do what I do. I will meet with you all soon. But if in the next time that we meet, there is not some sort of market improvement, I don't think I can help you. Please eat. This is a delicious meal. It was my mother's favorite."
Good afternoon, Herr Doctor.
Professor,
Thanks.
I would like to be just a professor for one moment, if I could.
Professor, then. Thank you for the meal.
Also, you should definitely put some sort of cooler outside for when they do this next time. Your greens are starting to wilt already.
I think maybe I'll just make sure I'm home next time I get food delivered. That's the plan.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Pastor Luca, with the discussion at hand, I would also allow you to leave and return home if you would like.
Have to stay.
You will stay and eat with everyone?
I joined this cell to keep them protected from monsters. I will continue to be here to do so.
So, does everyone eat Manny's meal?
Xanthopy
Maybe
will eat.
tries.
Okay. Everyone who eats, I'm sorry, JJ, not you. Everyone who eats can restore their willpower if they have spent any.
I spent so much.
Same.
You may restore
It's
it
okay.
completely.
It's fine. JJ's gonna eat it anyway and just look at Luca
Yes,
with
you don't
each
just.
bite.
It makes sense now why you knew so much. And why your fridge was not as stocked as it should be.
I usually just eat at the convenience places. So I don't
How
have to
long?
go here. How long what?
How long have you been like this?
20 years. This August. Yeah.
How many people have you killed?
None.
Better than
Do I
me.
believe him?
You may make me a wits and insight.
That is 1, 2, 3. That's fucking. I can count. 7.
JJ is absolutely
7.
telling the truth.
That isn't most.
Most better than me. Better than me.
A lot of us haven't. There's no drive for a lot of us. And a lot of us are also hunting. A lot of my contacts are trying to get out from under this. Not even vomitors. Just the people who said they would protect them and then use them. Because we're expendable. We're just people.
No. You're not just people.
I want to be.
I know.
And it's not fair to people like Leoni for you to act like that. What happened to you wasn't your fault either. And I'm sorry for the things she made you do.
Leoni looks far away, staring at her basically full plate.
So sometimes the monsters have to hunt the monsters. Because no one else is going to.
That's why I'm here. Point me in a direction and I will fight.
No more lies, JJ. Redemption is close at hand. There are 2 paths for you. You can count yourself lucky amongst your kind.
Lucky. There's nothing lucky about this, Bester.
When we find your automaton, master,
Sire is the correct term.
What's their name?
please find your sire. You might ask them how they feel about their luck. compared
Oh,
to-
I know exactly how he feels about all of this. The whole speech. I love you. We'll be together forever. Yeah. Fuck you.
JJ. Their name.
His name's Alyosha. He's Nastika's brother.
The bouncer.
The bouncer.
I mean, God.
With that revelation, as you eat in varying degrees of desire for the food in front of you, we're going to move to Manny. Manny, you've driven back to Steglitz-Zehlendorf with a saran-wrapped plate in the passenger seat. Come up to your manor home. Get out, you open the gate, come in. What do you do when you walk in with your plate?
Manly will put it down in the sitting room. It's not particularly interested in eating right now. The thought of his mother will cross his mind for a small moment as he sits it down. Before then he'll go back to the bedroom and see if Ilva's gotten out of bed yet. It's still pretty early in the afternoon.
You don't have to head all the way to your bedroom to find that Ilva has gotten out of the bed. She's wearing one of your undershirts and one of your boxer shorts. She's in the kitchen. She seems to have taken apart most of your kitchen appliances. She's taken apart your heavy mixer, your juicer, your sort of a coffee grinder. She's taken it all apart, and all the pieces are laying out all over the linoleum, and she's categorizing them.
You're working on a project.
I need to do something. I need to see if it'll work without her. Yes, I'm working on a project. Hello, Manfred.
You look beautiful. When you're focused like this.
I haven't even... Thank you.
I don't think this outside of work obligation that I have is going to work out.
She sort of counts where she was and then spins herself around on the linoleum but doesn't stand up. What are you talking about?
They were a group of people interested in hunting supernatural phenomena.
Okay.
They lie to themselves, and that I cannot abide by.
Many. We all, humans, lie to themselves. They all do. Even you.
What do I lie to myself about?
You lie to yourself when you think that... You lie to yourself when you thought that I was coming back. And I know that I did come back. I wasn't going to.
But you told me you would, and I believed in you,
I
and
lied.
you came back.
I lied to you, Manny. I wasn't going to come back here. I wasn't going to. And I know it's hard to prove you wrong when you ended up being right in the end. But it wasn't for the reason that you thought.
The reason doesn't matter.
Manny, you lie to yourself when you don't see the truth in front of your eyes. You lie to yourself when you ignore the signs all around you.
The signs of what? That
can't-
I am a lonely young genius that has trouble relating with people, and that when I try and relate to people, the thing that hurts the most is that they can never live up to my standards. I am very aware of myself. Yova.
No, Manny. You lie to yourself about who you really are and where you really come from.
Perhaps that could be true. But I think that is also more of regurgitating lies that have been fed to me. But I will have time soon. I met your sister today.
Which one?
I believe her name was Talia.
My little
One
sister.
eye. Very strong.
Mm-hmm.
And your brother, Bertrand.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Was-
looking for you. Why don't they know where you are?
Because I haven't told them.
And I didn't tell them either. Out of respect, of course.
Thank you. I'll reach out to them. Tell them not to look for me. They just want to tell me that Mama and Papa died, but I know that already. Was Bertrand's husband with him?
Not that I could see.
I like him very much. It's Polish or Ukrainian or Russian. His name's Alyosha.
It's a beautiful name.
I think so. He's very sweet, nice, and not all of them are bad. Many, not all of these supernatural creatures that exist in this world are bad. But many of them are. Many of them are.
I just want to know about them. That's all. I want to record what I can. I want to understand them. Understanding a disease is the first step to curing a disease.
Could you cure me, Manny?
I don't know if there's anything to cure.
You know that I'm not human. You said so.
That doesn't mean you're sick either. I think with the way that Leoni and JJ talk about the way that the vampires are, that is a sickness.
Yes. The leeches can be bad. They aren't all bad. None of us asked to be the way that we are. And that's important to remember. Some of us revel in it. Manny, if I tell you something, will you remember it?
I'll do my best. I assume you don't want me to write it down, though?
No. If you meet a woman named April Aden, don't give her anything that she wants.
Sure. I can do that for you. I could do anything for you, probably twice even.
I can't. I have to finish this.
Do you need help?
Yes. What is your favorite flavor?
Of
Anything.
I very much like gooseberries.
Wachtelbeeren.
Where I grew up when I was little, there was a place that made ice cream out of them, and when I was good, my Uncle Berghardt would take me to the ice cream shop.
If you are very good, Manny, I'll tell you a story about your Uncle Berghardt that you don't know.
So where do we start building?
You get out of my makeshift laboratory.
Do you want me to shut the door and turn on the fans so that there's the air scrubber, Doctor?
Yes, and turn on the stereo to that white noise channel I like.
Of course. If there's anything else you need, you can send it to me in a text, and I will make sure your laboratory is to your precise specifications, Doctor.
And at that, she stands up and throws her arms around you. I don't think anyone has ever understood me the way you do.
It is hard to understand genius without opening yourself up to madness. And I am madly in love with you, Elva Sweets.
We are going to stop that scene there without Elva's answer, because we're going to save that for next week. We are going to go over to Halcyon. You are sitting in the very tidy, grandmotherly apartment of Frau Fahrenholz. She is a wrinkly woman with slicked back white hair, and she's dressed in a very pretty little sundress. Everything in here, now it's strange, Halcyon, everything in here, perhaps it's the vampire vitae that is affecting you this way, that is giving you this ability to feel a little bit more. But you think you can tell that the pattern on her dress is sunflowers. You think you can see that in her dress. And everything in here, you think you smell something that smells good. It wafts in faintly, it goes in and out. But being in here is actually maybe making your senses better. Or maybe it's the vitae. You really can't tell. But what she has sat in front of you is just a very plain bowl of soup. It's just broth and some bone marrow pieces, bone marrow sort of balls, Macklöschen we call them. and a piece of bread. It's a very simple meal. Do you eat it?
Yeah, I'll try. I'll just like nod and just thank you, and I'll try a little bit of it.
Yeah, you can taste it. It doesn't taste particularly flavorful, but you can taste it.
This is good.
Thank you. It is a very, very old family recipe. Would you like some tea? And she pulls out from her counter a very intricate china teapot.
I don't even look at the teapot. I'm just like still tasting the soup and trying it. I would, yes, please.
And she pours the tea. Do you like sugar in your tea?
No, just as is fine.
Are you sure? It's quite tasty. And she has a sugar cube bowl, and she takes one of the sugar cubes out and puts it in her mouth.
It might be funny to hear, but I've cut off sugar cubes for a while.
That is a shame. Sugar is a sweet treat.
Yes. I've heard that before somewhere. No matter. The soup. What do you have in here in the broth?
I put a sprinkling of creativity.
I don't even know how you would do something like that.
Really? You should. I took it from you.
What did you say?
It is you who I got the inspiration from to make this soup.
You're the...
Are you sure you don't want some tea?
I am... I need to go. I should get going, cleaning my
But
house.
Halcyon, where would you go without your ability to paint and sing and see and hear? Don't you want it back?
I do.
In the way that I put it in the soup, I can put it back in you.
How?
Are you sure you don't want some tea?
Sure. I'll stay for a cup.
And do you want sugar in your tea?
Yeah.
The old woman's mouth drops open, and what you see inside of her mouth could only be described as like a giraffe's tongue, or a prehensile tongue that shoots out of her mouth and wraps around one of the sugar cubes and drops it into your tea. And that is where we are going to end episode 2, a silent end for this evening. And hopefully we will find out what happens to Halcyon later in the season. Thank you, everyone.
How do you have to fucking